John, that's the way you do it.
That's the way you do it.
That's the way you do it.
No, Shirley, that's not the way you do it. Well, sort of. Thank you. But I screwed it all up twice, actually. Yeah. And as pool players, we're never, ever satisfied. There's always something, you know, there's always something that has us feeling less than perfect because no one is perfect. So we're trained as gracious human beings to just accept a compliment and say thank you, shake their hands, thank them for their time. But what we really want to say is thank you, but I really shanked that 3-ball in rack number 7 like this hopeless little twit that I am. But we don't do that, but that's what we're thinking. And this is also why it just never ends. We never reach that, what we're striving for, and that's perfection. But then you think about it and say, well, this is why I look beat up and exhausted and burned out and older than my actual age. But isn't that how we got here? Isn't that quest for perfection, which just never ends? Isn't that how we got to the place we're at? And the answer is yeah, but it's hard, man. Post's tough, and particularly, I don't think anyone would mind this if there was billions of dollars in the sport, and everybody could win. Everybody could get their hands on a piece of that pie, but there's barely enough for the 10 very best players in the world. And so you gotta ask, well, why the hell we're doing this? And it's because it's us against the game. It's us against the table. It's us against the rack. It's not really us against our opponent. It's just kind of like something in our way. That's why we all do this. But it's, again, and I don't want to harp too much on it because we got a video to make. Yeah, but we're addicted to the quest of perfection, and we never ever get there. Even when we're the greatest in the world, we just never get there.
8.
If you're looking for a 9-ball layout where you can practice running the pattern and practice seeing the entire pattern from start to finish over and over again, set up and practice this layout. It's a very common pattern with very, very similar groups of shots that are going to come up over and over and over again, whether you're playing 9-ball or 8-ball, throughout your whole pool journey, throughout your whole life. And every single day of your life where you're out there playing pool, you're going to be saying, yep, here it is again, here it is again. Oh, I remember this shot. I remember getting on that ball. I remember what I have to do here. I remember that I need to be careful. I remember that I need to stiffen the angle on this shot and the reason why I need to do that. And I remember this. I know John. John said heads up for this, and I took it serious. we're going to run an 8 times time lapse on the rack and just blow through it real quick. And we're going to come back and look at that graphic that you just saw plastered on your screen. And then I'm going to show you the right way to run this rack on the graphic. And then we're going to watch it in real time. And at that point, you're easily going to see my mistakes and you're going to understand why I wasn't happy with it. Yes, I did cut break. No, I didn't pattern rack. No, there's no effort to make the 9 or to even make the 1 ball on the break. Let's take a quick look.
Go to sleep a little baby. Go to sleep a little baby. Your daddy's gone away and your mama's
The 1 ball shot is a pretty full hit, so a lot of speed is going to be lost once the cue ball hits the 1 ball. But you still want to play the natural angle, so you're going to have to force it a little bit and shoot it a little bit harder. And depending on the table, you might just want to shoot a little bit of top and center top. You don't want to put left-hand English on the ball. This is where you want to be. And I'll explain why in a minute. You just want to play the natural angle, so the angle coming off the 1 ball is going to be the opposite exact angle, only the opposite side of the angle coming off the 1 ball. So it's going to be a perfect V, and you're going to have to shoot a little bit hard again because the speed of the cue ball is going to be lost. And if your rails are real sensitive, you might want to ease up on the speed. If you're playing on an old table like I am, you might want to just put a hair of top on it just so it has enough momentum to get right in the marked position. The last thing you want to do is put left-hand English on the ball because it's going to send it to the right-hand side rail, and you're going to be stuck. You're not going to be able to get on the 3 ball, and the 3 ball will not pass the 8 ball for the top left-hand corner. So we determined that we want to be here on the 2 ball because we need the angle to get right on the 3 ball. And from there, the whole rest of the rack is gravy. It should have been simple, and it was simple. But I got a little bit out of line, and I actually wind up right about here on the 6. When the original plan called for shooting the 6 up in the top left-hand corner, and to get straight in on it, so I could just pull back a couple inches, roll a couple inches up on the 8, and be straight in on the 9. And what I should have done was stuck with that plan of shooting the 6 in the top left-hand corner, and just using the left-hand side rail to get right on the 8 ball. But I didn't. I shot a drag shot on the 6 to shoot the 6 in a left-hand side pocket and then roll up table to get the right position on the 8. And you can say, well, who cares? You run out. But it's beside the point. I didn't stick with the pattern because I wasn't perfect. And people say, don't let perfection be the enemy of good enough. But what is good enough? Good enough is hanging out at a dive bar playing people for beers. That's not good enough. Not if you're a real player. You don't want to whine. You just made millions of dollars and you got to pick up your little trophy and thank everybody and keep on smiling and go back to the hotel room knowing that you'll be back tomorrow and you'll be doing it again and again and again, learning from the mistakes you made yesterday and reaching for that elusive dream of perfection. And that's how you get there. But does it exist? And probably not. At least not for long. But if it does, I'm going to find it and you should come with me.
Go to sleep a little baby. I'll take you on a ride once you close your sleepy eyes, and we'll drift through the skies with the baby. Go to sleep a little baby. Go to sleep a little baby. Now you're in the clouds, it's where everything's allowed. Don't be scared, look around, little baby. Go to sleep a little baby. Go to sleep a little baby. Don't you recognize that's a swing up in the skies when you touch the butterflies, little baby? Go to sleep, little baby. 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 Look down at the ground, that's the home you chose and found. Follow mama's loving sound, little baby. Go to sleep, 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 little baby. Now it's time to go. Let the angels fly you home, back to everything you know, little baby. Go to sleep, little baby. Go to sleep, little baby. Daddy's coming home, gonna rock you till the morning. He'll never let you go, little baby.